Hi, my name's Kim. I'm a recovering addict. Yeah. And I want to thank No Pain, No Gain for asking me to be here. And I want to thank, his name just escaped my head right now. You're a speaker seeker.
Malik.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how nervous I am. And I need to share that with you. My heart is beating out my damn chest. And that's a good thing, because that means I'm so nervous that I don't have no choice but to sit up here and tell the damn truth. And I always get nervous in front of my friends and my family. So it's nice to see you guys. Like when I came in, I knew most of the people that were in here. And it ain't nothing like coming to a meeting and feeling like I'm at home. So I just want to qualify myself and share with you that I heard this guy say this, and I was like, damn, he hit it right on the nose. And he said that I don't know if I was born an addict. He said, but the day I used, an addict was born. I said, tell me about it. Well, I need to tell you that I know that I was an addict. Way before I picked up. My behaviors and my thinking and my actions and life dictated as such. And the first time I was introduced to something that made my chest feel warm and everything melt away, it was Vicks 44. Back then, I'm telling my age, back then they had alcohol in it. Yeah, they don't have no alcohol in it now, but back then they did. And back then, they didn't mind giving kids alcohol. Some people would put alcohol in babies' bottles to get them to shut the hell up. And I might have been one of them people. I don't know. But I do know that when my grandmother gave me some Vicks 44 because I was coughing, I liked it. And because I liked it, every time she walked past me, I said, And she said to me, you like this a little bit too much. And she was right. The next time I used again that was significant, I was probably 14 years old. And I drank enough to give me alcohol poison and have to be rushed to the hospital. And I remember a joke that somebody said about the difference between, and don't get it twisted, the difference between an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic is that if you pull an alcoholic over and give him a DUI, he'll stop drinking. An alcoholic could just get rid of their car and keep it moving. And so I did not stop drinking. I just switched seats on a Titanic, or just switched to something else that I thought I could control or that I thought I could handle. Little did I know that I was ill-equipped to deal with the disease that had nothing in mind more than to kill me. But would take great pleasure in my misery and pain, separating me from my family, my friends, and a power greater than myself. See, because I need connection. I don't know about nobody else. I used to be one of those people who enjoyed being an outcast of society, thinking that that was freedom. And I learned in the spad today that wasn't freedom. That was irresponsibility. Yeah. Because, see, I ain't got to get up at no specific time. I don't have to go to work, and I don't have to show up for my responsibilities at home. I could just do whatever I want to do. Didn't have no social security card, didn't have no ID, nothing. I'm just walking through life unsupervised. And as a result of that, my using got me into a lot of trouble. So much so that I can see, even though I couldn't back then, I could see now my selfish and my self-centeredness in my using and in my daily life. I was married at the age of 19 and we moved to a military installation. And I told my husband that although I was bringing illicit drugs onto that campus, it was none of his business. And that I was the one that was going to get in trouble. He wasn't going to get in trouble. And so he should mind his business. Little did I know that he was responsible for every single thing I did on that base. But I had no idea. And not only did I not have any idea, I didn't care. Because caring got in the way of my using. And so I did not have or could not have the luxury of caring for somebody else besides myself. So another significant time in my using is I packed up and moved from South Carolina to Miami because that's where the drugs was coming in. And I wanted to cut out the middleman. And, you know, I find it ironic today that I will go to any lengths to get the purest of the pure. But I want to come into the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous and I want a half-ass recovery. I want a sponsor that I just call sponsor in name. I don't want to do the step work. I just want to write on the steps. And there's a difference between doing the step work and writing on the steps. Okay? I just want to show up to meetings and read and wave at everybody and hug everybody and have everybody know my name and be able to quote the literature. And yeah, but I don't want to do no other work. Like, I don't want to practice spiritual principles. I don't want to be honest. I don't want to be truthful about what's going on in my life. And so my first clean date was July 28th, 1988. I told you my first clean date. Why? Because I refuse to change. The literature is accurate when it says if we do not change, we will go back to using. And that should be one of the damn promises. Because it was for me. Again, I was just going through the motion. You know, I had a sponsor. She give me an assignment. I'd hurry up and get it done and call her and tell her it was done. And I'd take a little position. You heard me. Little position at the home group. Sit up in front of the group. And again, you know, be seen, be heard, make all this fucking noise. Pain and a lot of pain and a lot of pain. Pain because I wouldn't change. Pain because I was too afraid, like I talked about in the Just for the Day. I was too afraid to change from the person that I was. Because the unknown was terrifying for me. It was more comfortable to be suffering using. It was more comfortable to hop in and out of cars instead of being in a lasting, loving relationship. It's more comfortable to do that, you know. I didn't realize any of this until I started doing step work. I just ran around like a ticking time bomb, ready to blow up at the first person who called me an addict, or the first person who called me crazy, or the first person that said something is wrong with you. So I could go right off on them and prove that something was wrong with me. And so I went back out again. Because I wanted to read books like Horson instead of reading the basic text. I wanted to read pimp novels instead of reading the traditions. Yeah. And I remember an old timer asking me, why was I reading that book? And I looked at him and said, what you mean, why am I reading this book? What's wrong with this book? There's nothing wrong with that book. And he said, don't they talk about pimping and prostituting and drugs and using and going to jail? I said, yeah. He said, well, didn't you just lead that life? I said, yeah. He said, well, then why are you still reading about it? I said, oh, but I kept reading the book. Because I ain't want him telling me what to do. I'm a grown-ass motherfucking woman. That leads me to coming back into the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous. Remember I told you I was a grown-ass woman. So, went back out. And that was after I accumulated some things. So let me share this about my disease. I don't know about yours, but let me share this about mine. My disease want me to have shit. So keep on working 16, 17, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. Keep on doing it. Yeah, because I did it. And I had all this money saved up. I had everybody trusting me again. I had everybody believing in me again. And then when I used, I had a whole lot of stuff that I could just use through. And that kept me thinking that I was still in control. Because I still had a house. And I still could pawn some shit. Right? And I still had people who believed in me and wanted to help me. So when I said I needed help with my gas and electric bill, which was a lie, when I said I needed help with my gas and electric bill, they was more than willing to give me the money for my gas and electric bill until that wore out. Because the disease always resurface. Always. Right? And I like the fact that the disease, the biggest lie it tells me is that won't nobody know. First of all, it's telling me that I'm not no fucking body. And when I agree with it, I'm saying that I'm nobody. And secondly, I have never used and nobody not be able to tell I was high. I don't know about you. But as soon as I put something in me, I go to looking crazy, acting crazy, and sounding crazy. And so for a long time, I was under the misconception that nobody knew I was getting high. The people looked at me and said, we knew exactly when you was high because your whole demeanor changed. Everything, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, everything about me changed. That's why when I read the literature and I see stuff like that, I go, oh, yeah, that is so true, right? And so I decided that after I lost all that stuff, and everybody was getting sick of me in Baltimore, that I was going to come down here to Florida because nobody knew me down here, and I could find me new victims. And I said it right, new victims. Yeah, because everywhere I go, I'm looking for a lick. When I'm out there getting and using and finding ways and means to get more. And I don't give a damn if you related to me or not. Ask my mama. She will tell you. I do not care. I just told you, I don't care about you. I don't care about me when I'm using. How am I care about you? It's impossible. But if you would have asked me when I was out there using, did I care about my family and friends? I would have told you, absolutely. But I left out the part that I stole over $25,000 from my mama. I left out the part that I sat